Welcome back, everyone, to The Deep Dive. Today, we are diving headfirst into the always exciting world of AI. It's a constantly evolving field, so we've gathered up a fresh batch of articles, reports, all those juicy discussions, really trying to distill it down to what you, the listener, really needs to know. Trying to cut through all that noise, and get to the core of what's truly significant.
Exactly. We're really aiming for those aha moments, but without making you wade through mountains of information.
Right. So this time, we've tapped into a very diverse mix of sources. We're talking dedicated AI publications, the broader tech world, blogs from folks actually in the trenches, even some academic perspectives and video breakdowns.
Yep. Full spectrum approach.
All right, so let's dive right into the heart of the matter. The AI models themselves. Google recently dropped what they are calling their most intelligent AI model yet, Gemini 2.5 Pro.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
It's supposedly crushing benchmarks, pushing the boundaries in both reasoning and coding. And get this, they're even using the word thinking to describe its capabilities.
Thinking. Interesting.
Makes you wonder, right? Are we seeing some early signs of a more, abstract reasoning? Or is this more about really sophisticated pattern recognition, just on a whole new level?
I think that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It probably points to a better ability to connect those seemingly unrelated dots to draw those more complex conclusions. Maybe it's how the model understands context now and how it applies that knowledge across different areas.
That makes sense.
And what's really striking is that on that very same day, DeepSeek AI released their DeepSeek V30324.
Wow, talk about timing.
Right. And this model is supposedly a top performer amongst the open source options that aren't specifically designed for that heavy-duty reasoning. And it's getting a lot of buzz for its speed, especially on Apple's Mac Studio.
Oh, interesting. So we have these two big releases happening simultaneously. Really highlights that intense competition in developing these foundational models.
Sure.
Makes you think about that idea of AI becoming a commodity, something Microsoft's CEO has actually touched on. If these powerful models keep appearing at this rate, will the core AI tech itself become less of a differentiator? Almost like a standard utility.
That's a great point.
And wouldn't that just put even more emphasis on the data and how it's used, on those very specific applications, creating those new battlegrounds, so to speak, rather than true commoditization?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. If that base technology becomes widely accessible, the real value might shift to those unique data sets used to train the models, those specialized applications built on top, or even the hardware optimizations that allow for faster, more efficient performance. And this rapid progress we're seeing definitely suggests that access to powerful AI is becoming more democratized.
Absolutely. And speaking of hardware, you mentioned DeepSeek's performance on Mac Studio. I'd bet that blazing fast performance leverages the Apple Silicon chip specifically, maybe even their neural engine, for certain AI computations.
Most likely.
And there was another interesting tidbit. Apple's CEO actually visited DeepSeek's hometown in China. I feel like that move speaks volumes.
Definitely.
Underscores the growing importance and innovation coming out of the Chinese AI scene. It's not just a few big players anymore.
Not at all. We're seeing a dynamic shift happening globally. The Chinese AI sector is making huge strides. I think those high-level visits like that show a recognition of that increasingly competitive landscape.
Right.
Maybe a desire to understand their advancements firsthand, maybe even explore potential collaborations.
Makes sense. And on the financial side of this AI arms race, the Chinese AI startup SenseTime reported a pretty significant revenue growth, but also a substantial net loss. That really emphasizes the immense investment required to be a major player in AI development.
Yeah, it does.
Are we seeing that trend, that high investment, maybe even losses initially across the board, or are there some AI startups already turning a profit at this stage?
I'd say it's pretty common at this point in this rapid development phase. Those costs for research, talent, building the infrastructure, it's substantial. Some companies with, hyper-focused applications or strong early market adoption might be seeing profits. But a lot of those leading foundational model developers are likely still in a heavy investment mode.
I see.
I think SenseTime's figures are a good reminder of the long-term commitment you need to stay in the game.
All right, let's switch gears for a minute to something that seems to be generating a ton of excitement, AI agents. The whole automation trend is really heating up.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
We're seeing it across the board. For example, CISA just launched something called an Agentic AI platform, specifically with AI agents for ITSM.
Interesting.
Now, for those who might not be familiar, agentic AI platform basically means AI systems that can act more independently to solve problems. And ITSM, that stands for IT Service Management, the processes and activities for managing IT services. So this indicates a move towards more self-directed AI handling tasks within enterprise IT.
Right, and what's especially noteworthy about these AI agents is their proactive nature. They're not just passively waiting for commands or responding to requests for information.
Yeah.
These agents are designed to make decisions independently and then execute complex sequences of actions, all to achieve a specific goal. And, you know, the strong interest in AI agents among professionals really shows that curiosity about these truly autonomous systems. It's kind of a big deal.
Absolutely. And this trend is popping up everywhere.
Hmm.
AWS enhanced their QuickSight business intelligence tool with AI agents, which points to more intelligent data analysis. And Otter.ai, the folks known for transcription, they've introduced new AI agents to assist in live meetings,
Right.
maybe even managing agendas or follow-up tasks, not just taking notes.
Exactly. These examples really show how AI could become deeply embedded in our workflows, augmenting human capabilities, potentially freeing up our time for more strategic thinking.
I like that.
And Microsoft also introduced their security copilot agents, designed to boost the efficiency of cybersecurity teams. That really emphasizes this shift towards specialized AI assistance.
All right.
It's not just the big players, though. Google's Gradient Ventures just led a funding round for Silverstream AI, a company building autonomous web agents. So we might see AI navigating and interacting with the internet in much more sophisticated ways.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah. And the implications for everyday consumer apps are being explored, too. Imagine AI agents that can handle online shopping, travel arrangements, even organizing your digital life, all autonomously.
Yeah.
AI could become a much more proactive and integrated part of our daily lives.
Now let's look at how AI is shaping up as a powerful tool for learning and boosting our productivity. One survey we looked at indicated that a whopping 84% of professionals see understanding new concepts as a primary use case for AI.
Wow, 84%.
Yeah, I mean, that really speaks to its power as a learning accelerator.
It does. I mean, AI can process and synthesize tons of information super quickly. That makes it a really valuable resource for keeping up in fields that are constantly changing. Not just AI itself, but anything, really.
And 70% of professionals also see it as a way to learn new skills, almost like having a personalized tutor. That really highlights the potential to make education and upskilling way more accessible.
Absolutely.
And it seems like conversational AI platforms are really at the forefront of this trend. The survey found 90% are using things like ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini for research, automating responses, even enhancing how they interact with customers.
Right.
They've practically become standard tools for information gathering and communication.
Oh, absolutely. We're also seeing a lot of adoption when it comes to AI-assisted coding. Developers are using it to help them write code, find and fix bugs, even understand complex code bases. This could really speed up the software development process and boost efficiency.
And on that note, Databricks is actually developing a technique that could allow AI models to improve their own performance,
Oh.
even when they're learning from imperfect data. It sounds like a big step toward more self-reliant AI.
Yeah, for sure. This reflects that push to make AI more robust and less reliant on perfectly curated, clean data sets. If models can learn and improve, even with noisy or incomplete information, that can make them much more applicable to real-world scenarios.
And on a more personal level, there's this open source tool called Coco Index. It can actually turn your Google Drive into a searchable AI brain.
Ah, that's interesting.
Yeah, incredibly useful for managing all your personal knowledge and quickly finding information.
Tools like that really empower people to take control of their own knowledge management using AI.
Yeah.
To be able to do that semantic search through your own documents, that could be a real game changer for productivity. We're also seeing AI used to automate those mundane tasks like creating PowerPoint presentations. It's all about streamlining our workflows.
Now, AI is making some serious waves across different industries, too. In healthcare, it's being used for a whole range of things: diagnosing diseases, analyzing medical images, even speeding up drug discovery and improving patient care. De-identified data seems to be crucial for adoption in such a sensitive sector, though.
Oh, absolutely.
We saw examples like Lunit's AI for detecting certain gene mutations and Greer's AI analyzing X-rays in developing countries,
Yeah.
real-world impact.
Yeah, absolutely. AI has this huge potential to transform healthcare. Imagine faster, more accurate diagnoses, personalized treatment, faster drug development. It could have a really profound positive impact on human health. That emphasis on de-identified data is essential for protecting patient privacy while still leveraging the power of AI.
And in the world of transportation, AI-powered camera tech is leading the charge for more affordable self-driving cars. We're seeing collaborations like Alibaba teaming up with BMW to develop AI for vehicles in China. Plus, there's research into using reinforcement learning, where the system learns through trial and error in autonomous vehicles to actually optimize traffic flow and improve energy efficiency.
Wow.
Pretty
Yeah,
fascinating stuff.
it is. Integrating AI into transportation could revolutionize how we move,
Right.
making it safer, more efficient, more sustainable even. I think that research on reinforcement learning for traffic flow is especially interesting. It could help address big issues like congestion and fuel
Yeah,
consumption.
good. Yeah.
And AI is even being applied to tackle climate change. It's analyzing huge data sets to predict weather patterns and develop solutions. NVIDIA's Earth 2 platform is being used to assess flood and hurricane risks, for example. Even in agriculture, we see AI optimizing resource use in hydroponic farming. It's really remarkable. AI's ability to process and analyze massive amounts of data is invaluable when it comes to understanding and addressing environmental challenges.
Definitely.
Using AI in hydroponics is a great example of how it can make our agricultural practices more efficient and resource conscious.
It's even popping up as a really valuable tool in India's judicial system.
Oh, really?
Real-time transcriptions and multilingual translation are being used to make the system more accessible. That's a powerful way to break down those barriers to justice.
It is. Overcoming language barriers in legal proceedings is so important for ensuring fairness. And we also saw the Tirupati Temple integrating AI to improve the experience for pilgrims. It shows how versatile AI is, enhancing user experiences in all sorts of settings.
And then there are those hyper-specific applications. CRISP, for example, just launched an AI feature that can actually change the accent of speakers during calls.
Oh, wow.
Initially, it's for Indian English to U.S. English, but still, it's a pretty striking example of the highly specialized applications being developed.
Yeah, absolutely. It shows how AI can address very specific communication challenges, potentially improving clarity and understanding in cross-cultural interactions.
For sure.
And we also saw AI being used in what's called e-discovery,
Oh, right.
to make document review more efficient. That's the process of finding and producing electronic information for legal cases. AI can really speed things up when you're dealing with huge volumes of documents. And on a lighter note, NVIDIA released G-Assist, an AI assistant specifically for RTX gaming PCs.
Of course they did.
Right. Gotta cover all the bases.
It's not all smooth sailing, though, is it? A lot of organizations are reportedly struggling to actually translate their AI investments into significant productivity gains.
Mhm.
Seems like there's a gap between the potential and the actual results for some.
Yeah, and that's a key point. Implementing AI effectively isn't just about adopting the technology.
Right.
It's about strategic integration, clearly defined use cases, making sure your data's good, your infrastructure's ready, and your organizational processes are up to speed.
And we're also seeing concerns that those big government AI rollouts could be tripped up by outdated IT systems. The underlying infrastructure needs to be robust to really take advantage of these advanced tools.
Absolutely. Legacy IT systems can be a real bottleneck when it comes to deploying modern AI solutions. Upgrading and modernizing that infrastructure is often necessary for governments to fully realize the benefits of AI.
There's also this interesting study from Microsoft that suggests relying too much on AI could actually cause a decline in human cognitive abilities. Makes our minds, and I quote, atrophied and unprepared.
Hmm.
Echoes the earlier point about AI as a complement, not a replacement for our own intellect.
That study really underscores the importance of maintaining our critical thinking skills. We can't become overly dependent on AI for tasks that require us to engage our minds. AI should enhance our abilities, not diminish them.
Right.
And that's a big thing to keep in mind.
Now, open source developers are running into some interesting issues too. They're reporting that AI crawlers are generating a ton of traffic, even leading to blocks on entire countries in some cases.
Oh, wow.
It highlights the challenge of managing the behavior of these increasingly widespread AI systems.
Absolutely. This indiscriminate crawling of the web by AI models can really strain server resources, raises concerns about fair access and usage. It's an issue that the AI community and website operators are going to have to figure out together.
On a more concerning note, there are reports of some pretty tough working conditions at an AI agent startup.
Oh, no.
It's a reminder that this rapid AI development can come at a human cost if it's not handled responsibly.
Yeah, that's a really important point. The human element in AI development is crucial.
Definitely.
Ensuring a healthy and ethical work environment is essential, even in the midst of all this innovation and competition.
And we're seeing some, well, let's say, unusual and potentially problematic uses of generative AI. Things like brain rot AI content on platforms like Instagram, even AI-generated image captions from AOL that are nonsensical and just plain bad. It shows the ongoing need for better content moderation and responsible use of these technologies.
Absolutely. Those examples really illustrate the challenge of controlling the output and impact of generative AI. There's a real potential for misuse, for generating content that's low quality or misleading. That's a big concern that needs to be addressed, maybe through tech safeguards or clear guidelines for responsible use.
And finally, there's this interesting report about some Gen Z workers who are reportedly sabotaging their employers' AI plans in some instances.
Ah, that's interesting.
It suggests a potential disconnect between how management sees AI and how the workforce understands or accepts it.
It could be a lot of things, right? Maybe anxieties about job security, a lack of communication about the benefits of AI, or even just resistance to changes in how they work. Clear communication and addressing those employee concerns are going to be crucial for successful AI integration in any organization.
All right, let's shift gears one last time and look at the future of work and the broader AI economy. The Bank of England's chief has actually suggested that AI adoption could significantly shape the UK's economic growth.
Yeah, that's a big statement.
It really is.
Uh-huh.
High-level recognition of the potential economic impact of AI.
The economic implications are huge. It has the potential to automate tasks, create new industries, and really drive innovation. The economic landscape could be significantly reshaped.
It could.
Yeah.
And there's this really fascinating idea floating around that the AI economy might not even be structured around traditional jobs as we know them.
Really?
This concept called equitism is starting to gain traction. That's a pretty radical shift in thinking.
It is, yeah. The concept of equitism suggests a future where AI handles most of the traditional work, which would force us to reevaluate how economic value is created and distributed. It raises big questions about wealth distribution, the nature of human contribution, and how individuals might participate in a more automated economy.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
And we're already seeing those shifts in the job market. Global Capability Centers, or GCCs, in India are offering really competitive salaries for AI-related roles, indicating a change in the global tech talent map. India's tech job market is seeing huge growth in AI positions.
Definitely. It highlights the growing global demand for AI expertise and the emergence of these new centers for AI talent. Those competitive salaries show just how much organizations value those skills in today's market.
And the role of the software developer is clearly evolving with AI.
It is, yeah.
Some predict AI will eventually generate most of the code, while others are stressing the need for developers to have those strong soft skills, adaptability, and specialization in areas like AI and machine learning, cloud architecture, cybersecurity.
Right.
It's a fascinating dynamic.
It is. It's likely that AI will augment the work of developers, automating those more routine coding tasks and allowing them to focus on the complex stuff. Design, problem solving, innovation. AI might help generate code, but human oversight, creativity, and that deep understanding of user needs are still going to be essential.
Of course.
It's more about a shift in focus and skills rather than complete replacement. We're also seeing how things like broader economic factors and other technological advancements, not just AI, are impacting the job market as a whole.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, let's leave you, the listener, with a thought-provoking question. Considering all those rapid advancements in AI capabilities, from reasoning and coding to those autonomous agents, and those discussions about their practical application and the changing nature of work,
Yeah.
what fundamental changes do we need to make in our education systems, government policies, even our own personal development, to not just coexist with AI, but truly thrive in this evolving landscape?
That's the big question, isn't it?
It is. Something to really ponder. Now, just to quickly recap those key takeaways. The AI landscape is marked by really fast-paced innovation and model development. And there's a growing focus on those practical and increasingly autonomous applications, those AI agents and advanced tools for learning and boosting productivity. And of course, The transformation of the workforce is a major ongoing discussion.
And our goal today was to give you, the learner, a structured and engaging overview of all these big developments. We really tried to highlight the most interesting details without overloading you with information.
We hope this has sparked your curiosity, maybe even encouraged you to dig a little deeper into those areas that resonated with you. AI is moving at an incredible speed, so staying curious and learning continuously is key.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration.
Thanks, everyone.